It's Marina Berg, licensed MFT. Today we're going to talk about travel tips with ADHD and how we can make our travel experiences a little bit more pleasant. Now look, travel is super overstimulating, okay? And when you throw in time changes and schedule changes and all that, it can be a little bit discombobulating. So there's just that. So just have some self-compassion for yourself. That is sort of part of the journey, and that's gonna happen. But we can have some little hacks to make it a little bit easier. First off, with packing. Okay, I'm a big believer in packing in advance, because if I don't and I procrastinate and do it last minute, I'm gonna forget everything. Also, over the years, I've realized I need a list. But now with technology, it's so nice because we can have this list in our notes, or I'm sure there's an app for it, but I don't find that necessary. In my notes, there's a list that I have that's a packing list, and it basically covers everything. And I just go in and check, and some things maybe are not necessary because it's a summer trip or it's a winter trip, but I have all the things in there that are kind of like the staple things that I'm going to need all the time. And so it's just like, check running shoes, check this, check that, like the things that you're always going to need, right? Medications, supplements, workout clothes, underwear, bathing suit, like whatever. Have those all there in that note. And then every single time you go anywhere, all you got to do is look and go through this. You can just check it down. I find this to be great. I also pack in advance. I know for you procrastinators out there, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but I'm telling you, if you do it 2 to 3 days before in little chunks at a time, it is not so overwhelming. So that is my hack, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So the other thing is, okay, the ADHD survival kit. This is something that I have figured out over the years. Earplugs. You never know if you're going to be in a loud hotel. I can hear every sound everywhere. Mask. I mean, most hotels are dark, but again, you never know. So you could be in an Airbnb, so who even knows the situation? Plan in advance. If you need to bring a sound machine, bring a sound machine. Sometimes I brought my light thing that I have that helps me set my circadian rhythm. It's like a tiny little notebook looking light. I'll bring that with me if I'm traveling in a place that I have to like reset my circadian rhythm because of jet lag or whatever. So bring those things. Obviously, medications. That's on the list. Make sure that gets on there. Snacks. I'm a big snacker. I need to have that around. I need to have it always with me. So protein bars, snacky snack stuff, protein powders. Well, that's not really a snacky thing, but like I've learned over the years to just kind of bring the little things that I have, stuff it in my purse, carry-on bag, or suitcase, because it's just a little bit easier, and it helps me and not get so overwhelmed that I'm like gonna be hungry or whatever. Try not to overschedule. This is a big problem with a lot of people. They overschedule themselves. You're overstimulated already. It's not a good idea. That's just going to create a lot of anxiety. So what I suggest is, if you're going somewhere, maybe schedule one thing a day, one activity, or one in the morning and one in the evening, or that kind of thing. Allow some time to just walk around and not be rushing or overstimulating. I think it's just more enjoyable that way. And honestly, it's probably more enjoyable for the people that you're going with, because you're not going to be a spaz. Okay. Let's see. For airports, tricks for airports, just get there earlier. Get there earlier. I know this is hard for a lot of you, but really, like, tell yourself that the plane actually takes off 30 minutes before it does. Whatever you got to do to get that going, to trick yourself, buffer in a 30-minute window. I just like to get places super early. My ADHD makes me really anxious, so that I'm like chronically early to everything and to do things in advance. That's a plus. I know that's not the norm. It's a plus, but I would suggest it because it makes for less chaos. So that is something that I would suggest. Let's see, download everything in advance if you're going to watch movies, playlists, just anything that you need, tickets for things, airport things, check in advance, like try to do all those things so you're not just like scrambling. Okay, sticking to a schedule, like kind of the schedule that you normally already had. Now this is obviously gonna not be realistic all the time. But as an example, like I'm working out on vacation. I mean, why? Well, number one, it sets me up for my day, wakes my brain up. So I'm going to make sure that wherever I go has a gym. That's a priority. I'm bringing my workout clothes and all the things that need to go along with that. And that's going to happen pretty much every single day, unless there's like, I don't know, an early flight or something. But that's going to help my brain, right? It's coffee, so stick to the routine. Coffee, if you need to eat before, work out, those kind of things. If you got your medication, you need to take that too. If you stick to that routine, you'll more likely remember it. Otherwise, you're going to probably forget to do those things. And then the nighttime, try to keep it consistent. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be perfect. This is one of those things that we have to have some self compassion for, because most of us get really thrown off when our circadian rhythm is thrown off, when we have jet lag. We're just sensitive people when it comes to sleep, and we have a hard time recovering. So I just kind of know going into trips that are especially like overseas that it can take time. And honestly, sometimes I take extra prescriptions with me to help me with that. And I'm just kind of okay with it at this point in the game, because I know that like I need to sleep, that's the priority, and I got to do my best to get myself on track. I also know that the reality is I'm not going to get as much sleep as somebody else is. It's going to take me several days, and kind of is what it is. So just try to stick to the plan as best as you can, right? The other thing I would say would be, hey, look, the ADHD is going to be, it's the dopamine's going, right? We got travel, we got new sights and sounds. So part of that's just going to be super exciting for us anyways, and it's going to help. So enjoy that, hyper focus on all those things. Really get into it. It's the novelty that is going to be really great for you, and that dopamine, and that's going to really help your brain and lead to a lot of fun. So, even though it can be sort of chaotic, sometimes people really excel and do really well in these situations. If you have any ideas or any hacks or tips for traveling that can make it a little bit easier, let me know. Comment below, and I'll see you next time.